Hey everybody, Dr. Rob Silverman here, Amazon bestselling author of Inside Out Health, host of Proven Health Alternatives. Had a few quick minutes. You can see I'm in the office. Really wanted to talk about something that's very important to all of us, the idea of chemicals in our household, how we're exposed. So I've been doing a little survey with all my patients and many of my colleagues, and I've asked them for a 24-hour period, please write down all the chemicals that you think you're exposed to, the chemicals that you're taking in your body through obviously consumption, things that you're attaching to outside your body, like your skin, and things that are around you, like your air. So we did a little survey and we counted them up amongst small sample size, about 12 of us. And we found out that the average person who wasn't watching, who was not watching, was exposed to 51 chemicals in a 1 day period. So obviously, if you multiply that by 7, that's 350, let's say, for the week. By 4, you've got obviously 1,400 for the month, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Thousands and thousands and thousands of chemicals. So the whole point is like, what are you talking about? Well, in your mouth. Well, think of all the emulsifiers. Think of all the pesticides that you're consuming. Now, think of the ones that are hidden that you don't see. For instance, glyphosate. So you had a piece of bread. You didn't have organic bread. You had gluten-free bread, but it wasn't organic. You're still exposed to glyphosate. All the different emulsifiers, all the different pesticides, all the things that we all do consume when we are consuming food, the waters, the coffees. I mean, it was so hard for us for people who did not drink organic coffee to decide how many different pesticides are in that coffee. So the point is that we're exposed to a tremendous amount of chemicals. That was just inside. What about what you put on your skin? Deodorant, hair gel, hairspray, toothpaste. Toothpaste has triclosan. 75% of people who are exposed to triclosan have irritable bowel syndrome. So that also poses a problem. So that's in or around. Sunscreen, I hope you're using a sunscreen if you're in a warmer climate and it is an organic sunscreen. And around your area, people use an air freshener. Air freshener is not really to freshen the air. It doesn't really make the air smell any better, and it's full of chemicals, all the different things in your air, the things that are exposing to you, like the carpeting here, the paint. The paint in my office happens to be natural. And what about the number one source of chemicals for everybody? Your mattress. Did you include that in your number? And for women, the use of tampons is a high level of toxins in in an area that's got a tremendous amount of absorbability. So 51 was probably pretty conservative. Having said all that, having said that, what we found out in America is we're exposed to 90,000 chemicals over the past 90,000 more chemicals over the past 100 years. There's about 1,000 new chemicals put into production every year. The chemicals actually mimic endocrine transmitters. So these chemicals block endocrine receptors, and we're not able to break down specific hormones like an estrogen. So that poses an issue. Environmental pollutants adversely affect our immune function. It affects our immune function adversely, again, because it puts our immune health on alert, and that alert poses an issue. The food industry uses over 3,000 additives in all their products now. They've added 3,000 additives. The average American consumes 5 pounds of chemicals annually from those additives. So we are, without question, exposed all the time. So what's the answer? Again, I wanted some brevity. It's a little check-in, 6-7 minute check-in. Detox. I'm a firm believer that everybody should have a fall and a spring detox. You could even make the case that you should detoxify virtually every day. So if anybody's interested in a detoxification program, please feel free to reach out. The whole premise of detoxing is to get all these chemicals out. You're going to do so by stimulating the balance in your liver. Most Americans, virtually all Americans, are exposed to too many chemicals. Start counting. Do the same survey that I did. Start counting the chemicals. Remember, I always count chemicals and I don't count calories. So everybody should start counting their chemicals. We're exposed to a lot. We live in a toxic world. Start with in our body, on the outside of our body, and what's around of our body, that would be a great starting point. Everybody, I'm Dr. Rob Silverman, always yours in health.